If you qualified for the World Championships, your invite was sent out yesterday. If you have, congrats, and I'll see you there. And if you've been keeping up with the channel or you've been in the Discord, you know that right now we are loving this deck. Dogbox, right? So Dogbox is, I guess, a successor to Terabox, in my opinion, and it does have that same versatility that Terabox did. Thanks to Flareon being an amazing card with Burning Charge, you're able to power up attackers on your bench. It gives me that hint of Arceus Giratina in the same card. We've got Arceus elements over here by charging up the energy, and we've got Giratina elements over here swinging for 280 damage. So it's a deck that I've loved before, and I have taken to many international events before Arceus Giratina. And on top of that, it is also a toolbox deck, which just feels great. Like, the deck really has a lot of answers to a lot of the meta right now, and it is nice because I have been enjoying it. And it does have World Turtle, Terrence the World Turtle, which is really cool. Shout out Terrence. Can we get a Terrence thread in comments? We love Terrence. But yeah, so this deck does feel really good. It has answers to most of the meta right now. We have Leafeon for the likes of Grimothy Snarlison and the Charizard matchup. Unfortunately, the Charizard matchup isn't the best thing right now. That is something we have to still solve. But the Gardevoir matchup isn't too bad, as thanks to our dog cosplaying Giratina, who can swing for 280, if we pair that with our Gravity Mountain, which means all stage 2s have 30 less HP, we're swinging for 310 damage, which is a perfect number to take out Gardevoir. And that is important because Gardevoir is one of the main decks in the format right now. And another thing on that is that Jellicent is coming out in the format next set, right? And Jellicent is quite a threat because it just slots so well into Gardevoir. Jellicent, if you don't know what it does, it is a 270 stage 1 Pokemon with the ability, while it's in an active position, your opponent can't play items or tools from their hand. So it is basically just a stronger Badoo with an ability, and the attack does 80 damage plus 80 more if you have 2 more energy attached to it, so I think it's 4 energy in total. So it's swinging for 160, which isn't bad, but the ability is the main reason you play it, because now you can spread all this damage with your Monkey Dories and stuff, and then you can go TM Devo the stage 2 decks and stuff, and they can't re-evolve with Rare Candy and stuff because you have that item lock putting pressure on. They can't Counter Catcher around it, they can't Prime Catcher around it, so they have to Gust around it with Boss. And if they're using Boss, they're not using other supporters. So it is a very oppressive card, and for an already oppressive deck such as Gardevoir, it is a great inclusion. So Gardevoir will be played a lot at Worlds. So if you're going to Worlds, I suggest you have a good Gardevoir matchup. What is this here doing? Where did this come from? I'm not too sure what. Anyway, so if you're going to Worlds, you should go with a good Gardevoir matchup. That's why Mr. Snarlison over here is a good pick for Worlds, because, well, he has a good Gardevoir matchup, right? Not many decks right now have a great Gardevoir matchup because Gardevoir is just so damn strong. So I would recommend having a deck that has at least a 50-50 against Gardevoir. However, there are not many of those right now, and if your deck has a bad Gardevoir matchup, I would either suggest teching for it or just not playing it, because Gardevoir is insanely strong. Some other cards that we have included here are the Enhanced Hammer. Enhanced Hammer is a great card because, well, Dragapult decks right now are running Neo Upper Energy as their ace spec of choice, and if they aren't able to power up attackers, that's good for us. We can target down their energy, then one turn they'll just attach a Neo Up Energy to their Dragapult, and if we don't want to kill it right now and they have like Dracloak or something else on the bench, we can go Enhanced Hammer to get rid of that Neo Up Energy and Gust around the Dragapult and then take the knockout on whatever we wanted to, and next turn they shouldn't have a response. So that is pretty good if you ask me. We also have the Clefairy, because Clefairy is just a great attacker into Dragapult in general, and also is just a decent attacker and can hit higher numbers that Terapagos sometimes can't. So the deck has been feeling great, if you ask me. The one questionable thing, I guess, could be the energy counts. As you see, we only have 1 grass and 1 lightning, and the rest is 222. However, I do like the lower energy counts, which honestly for me just doesn't feel too bad. As for the stadiums, we also have 3 stadiums, so that is like 1 extra out now to the Watchtower if that's played. Unfortunately, Watchtower does kind of mess us up. As with Watchtower in play, obviously we can't evolve our Eevee EX, we can't use our Noctowls, and we can't use our 101 Pidgeot line, which does come up quite a bit in matchups, as Pidgeot is just a great consistency card and is able to find you pieces, and for a deck that is very combo heavy, it does help you get those checkmate scenarios. However, if you are able to set up before the Watchtower comes up, then honestly Flareon is a self-sustaining attacker. It can power up your attackers on the bench, and Carnelian is just a good attack that can take knockouts on a lot of important cards in the format right now. Another cool little math thingy, I guess, would be Gravity Mountain plus Carnelian is 310, and if you're playing against Grimmsnarl and they have a, what's the English name of this guy? Frostlass in play, then it'll be knocking out the Grimmsnarl. So yeah, so you can one-shot Grimmsnarl with Fire Dog and with Leaf Dog. So if you do prize Leaf Dog, the game is not over, but usually in that matchup you want to go Burning Charge first, you take a knockout on Munkidori or on whatever they have inactive, and then from there they'll probably swing into your Flareon, then you'll retreat into your Leafeon, you'll do Moss Agate, which is just one of the best attacks in the deck actually, and then you'll heal 100 damage from each of your bench Pokemon, meaning now your Flareon is on 80 damage, which leaves it on 190 health, which means if they don't have Munkidori in play, they can't even hit that number with Grimmothy Snarlison. So Moss Agate is by far the best attack in that matchup, and it can also help against these Gardevoir decks right now that are trying to play a little bit more of a Devo game, where you can kind of just gust into a Munkidori and just go Moss Agate and heal all your bench Pokemon. And remember, Gardevoir right now doesn't actually have many ways to hit these higher numbers. 270 damage for Gardevoir isn't easy, as they need a Bravery Charmed Screamtail doing max damage, which would be 240, and then having to heal 30 damage off of something else to actually hit the higher numbers, 270. So usually Gardevoir isn't going to be able to take these one big hit knockouts on your deck right now, as if they are playing the Jellicents, they are usually not playing the Drifloon, because it just doesn't make sense, because you're playing a slower game and you don't need to have these big one-shot turns into these stage 2 decks, when you could rather just slow the game down with Jellicent, swing into it for 160 damage, gust around it next turn, swing into it for 160 damage, and then turn after that just go TM Devo, right? That just feels a lot better in most scenarios nowadays, especially when you can pair that like with an Iono to 1, TM Devo, all of their main attackers and stuff, and now they also don't have access to items or tools. So Jellicent is a very oppressive card, so yeah, like I have said many times before, if you do not have a Guardy counter in your deck, you should be putting one in. Something else for Dogbox, if you find Guardy is still a terrible matchup, I would recommend running, I can't believe I'm about to say this, Umbreon. Umbreon EX is a okay Gardevoir counter, as it does do a, let me actually just see what it does, because I have never played the card. I'm lying, I have. It does 160. It does 160 for 1 dark and 2 colorless for 160, and then it confuses, which is one-shotting Gardevoir, which is one-shotting Mewtwo, I guess, if that's a thing, and it's also one-shotting the Jellicent, because Jellicent is also weak to dark. And the Onix attack is honestly not the worst thing in the world. Discard all energy from this Pokemon and take a prize card, so if you are stuck on one prize card left and you have no other way to take the knockout, then you can just go Onix, right? And the nice thing about this card is it does have 280, meaning Gardevoir would need double Munkidori set up if they want to take the knockout, if they aren't playing the Drifloon. Alright, that is enough yapping. Let's get into some games with the power of editing. I still have not gotten my transitions back, so enjoy this Doctor Strange wormhole thing. Alright, we are going to be going first in this first game. Unfortunately, that is a okay hand, but we do mulligan. Any hand with an S-ball is honestly just a good hand. That's okay, honestly. That's not the worst thing in the world. However, we don't have a Tera Pokemon right now. Alright, our top deck isn't great, to be honest. We can go for a Colorful Friends here. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4. We prized the Leafeon, unfortunately. We have Tera Orbs as for energy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have 1 in hand. We have all our energy, we have all our stadiums. We have not prized any Nest Balls, we've prized an Ultra Ball. Cyrano's in deck. Alright, cool. So nothing insane. We also prized a... No, we didn't prize a Noctowl, right? We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves an Eevee and a Hoothoot. Did we prize our Rare Candy is the question. No, we didn't. And we have the Pidgeot. We actually don't have the Pidgeot. Okay. I don't think we have the Pidgeot. We'll be able to check again in a sec. But let's just go Fan Cool here. We want to thin out the deck as much as possible. Let me just check if we have prized the Pidgeot. Okay, we have prized the Pidgeot. So Pidgeot's not going to be a great card here. We can go ahead and grab ourselves a... I think we can bench probably 2 more Hootoots, and we'll grab the Pidgey just a thin, I think. Doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. And then I think we kind of just going to attach to the active and pass from there. Our next turn isn't looking great if we are unable to find anything, which does kind of suck. So yeah, we'll pass there. But yeah, I just want to say thanks guys for all the support on the videos recently. We just hit 1 million impressions, which I know it's just impressions, it's not views or anything, but it's still kind of cool to see like 1 million pop up on your page. Unfortunately for us, we are very reliant on a top deck. We do not get Iono'd, and we get a Super Rod. That's... Dude, the thing is, putting Gravity Mountain in this position, like, sucks, right? And the thing is that... Did they play a supporter last turn? They didn't play a supporter last turn, so I think, honestly... Okay, if we do that, we can not one shot, we can 2-shot the Monkidori. No, but he has a Psychic... Oh, wait. Benching this was... Wait, did he... Hold on. Pause. So he used, Earthen Vessel, discarded a Psychic, grabbed 2 more Psychics, and then Ultra Ball those 2 Psychics away. So there's a chance he doesn't actually have the energy in hand right now, which could be quite funny. If he does, then our Fan Rotom dies, and we literally have nothing. But yeah, we are yet again hoping for a top deck here. Okay, he does opt for a boss, which is fine by me, to be honest. We do have Turo. I never really wanted to use Turo in this situation to bring up a Hoothoot, but I think if that's all we have, and that's all we have, we can still put on some pressure. We can remove a monkey from the board. We can take the first prize card, which isn't the worst thing in the world, and yeah, right now, if that's all he had, obviously his hand is kind of dead. So we also just need a single Nest Ball, Ultra Ball, Tera. Okay, Crispin doesn't really do... I think I'd rather play the Crispin over the Turo in this scenario, though. Get it? Turo scenario? My bad. Alright, I think we'll grab the grass, because the other guy is prized. So we'll do that there. We'll attach. Maybe nah. Let's attach. Let's do this. Let's retreat into the Fan Rotom, and then we'll take a knockout, swinging for 70 damage. And there goes the monkey. All right. So after this, we're both in a terrible position here. Like, however, he does have a Curlier in play and triple energy and discard already. So if he does find like a Gardevoir, he can start putting on pressure. And honestly, if he finds a Gardevoir, he finds a Counter Catcher. Which just brings up another Hoothoot, which now we're probably going to have to burn our Turo to actually pick up this guy. We found an Iono, but I'm not going to play the Iono. I definitely don't want to play the Iono here. I think we're just going to pick up the Hoothoot. We'll put up the Fan Rotom, we'll rebench the Hoothoot, and then we'll just swing for another 70. And that seems okay. And I'm hoping he still just top decks nothing. But the thing is, now we are 2 prizes up, which is not the worst thing in the world, and we do find a Leafeon. Alright, cool. So we do have a Tera for next turn, unless we get Iono'd. In fact, we have game next turn, I'm pretty sure. Because all we need is, well, we'll be able to find it with chaining Noctowls and stuff. Otherwise, yeah, game's over. He does attach and bench a Clefairy. I'm guessing he's going to retreat into this Clefairy and pass. Alright, that is pretty big for us. I would love to kill this Curlier if that's possible. So first things first, how could we do this? Burning Charge, we have Night Stretcher. Okay, we're gonna have to evolve this here. So we have Night Stretcher. Okay, let's just go Noctowl here. I'm pretty sure there is a way we can pull this off here. I didn't check if our Crystal's Crystal's not prized. So we do still need the... Okay, we're going to have to grab a second Ultra Ball, unfortunately. Oh, do we? Yeah, we do, because we need the boss, right? Okay, cool. So we'll grab Sparkling Crystal plus Ultra Ball. And then we will Ultra Ball away our Pidgey and our Briar. I don't think our Briar is going to come up in any situation roundabout now. I guess, honestly, we can get rid of the Iono. I think that's fine. Because, I mean, we're going to be going down to 3 prize cards, and I doubt we're ever going to be wanting to use the Iono. And now we're going to go Noctowl for Tera Orb and Boss plus Tera Orb, and then we'll go ahead and bench this Eevee, manual retreat into this guy. We have the Night Stretcher to get that fire energy back. We have the... Ooh, okay, well, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. We have the attach there. We have Tera Orb to go ahead and grab ourselves the Flareon. We could have done this with Terapagos as well. I think, honestly, that might... Nah, it wouldn't have mattered because we need the same amount of cards because we already have the Eevee in play. We can attach the Tera Orb, boss up the Curlia, and then just go Burning Charge, right? And now I'm kind of chilling. Like, now we are at that point where we are, like, self-sustainable to a point. I do kind of want to attach the problem is that the Leafeon ain't doing none, right? So I think we're probably just going to go grab Lightning and attach it to the Flareon, right? Because then at least, okay, he scoops, all right? Because then we're threatening a knockout onto the Clefairy as well. So, the game felt fine, I guess, but we both bricked. So yeah, that was unfortunate. We'll play another one. All right, we will go first. This deck does always want to go first. If you have the chance to go first, you just always take it because going first is much better than going second. This hand isn't great, but we do have Ultra Ball, which means we will be able to have a potential turn next turn. We're also playing against Dragapult. Alright, so this might be the time. Actually, I probably should have looked at that mulligan a little bit more. I'm pretty sure we can check it through battle log though. We can. Alright, it was a fire energy Crispin. He does play Crispin. Alright, so Enhanced Hammer is probably not going to be that big of a deal here, to be honest. Okay, so it's probably just going to be straight Dragapult. Tera Orb, I don't mind Tera Orb. I would have much preferred a Nest Ball, but it is what it is. And Iono, okay, so we're going to have to go Ultra Ball away. I'm going to get rid of the Enhanced Hammer and the... I'll get rid of the Fire Energy. And then from here, we have our Pidgey. We'll grab a... That's not what I'm going to grab. We have 439 of Noctowl. No Noctowl in hand, though. As for the Terras, we have... all of our Terras. We have Clefairy. Did we prize the second Psychic? We did not. We didn't prize the second Fire either. We haven't prized any energy, I don't think. We prized triple Nest Ball though, which is quite unfortunate. We also prized Ultra Ball. Okay, so getting Pokemon out might be a bit of a problem for us. Triple Nest Ball and Ultra Ball does kinda stink. I'm not even going to lie. Okay, we'll grab ourselves an Eevee though. We'll grab ourselves a Hoothoot and we'll... maybe we don't. Maybe we can chill on the Eevee. Maybe we can just grab a Pidgey and then try... Do we have Cyrano in deck? Because maybe the next turn we can go Cyrano Rare Candy. Get ourselves a Pidgeot for Poffin. I think I kind of like that. I do kind of like that a bit more. Let's do that. Let's go for these guys instead. Bench our Hoothoot, bench our Pidgey, attach Psychic to the Terapagos. We'll go Tera Orb for the Eevee EX, slap that guy down, and then, yeah, pass. Not a terrible turn. Started off a bit rough, and prizing Triple Nest Ball might kinda suck later on. However, for now, we seem okay. Here's Track Customer's first thing off the game. Let's hope he whiffs it and he has nothing. It just passes right back to us. Now, okay, well, Crispin is not the best thing you'd probably want to play in the scenario, unfortunately for him. If he doesn't find anything, is it ever correct to just go Noctowl for Crystal plus, like, Poffin, and then just boss up the Dreepy, take the knockout there, and next time we have Iono? Maybe that could be okay? Okay, never mind, he has Secret Box. Alright, so are we playing against... Charizard Dragapult? I feel like Charizard Pult or Zardpult usually has Secret Box as the spec. Also, I never really noticed it, but and now you guys have to notice it too. This guy over here, that is just a straight up Among Us character. Straight up, that is just an imposter. Like, Among Us in the big 2025, sick work. All right, what the... Okay, I have a feeling we might be playing against something a bit weird here. Alright, in that case... What is the case in that case? Also, shout out Fan Rotom having like a beautiful attack. Like, 70 damage on Fan Rotom. I don't think you understand how big this is. This Pokemon is so... What's that, a jamming tower? Okay, I'm pretty sure he grabbed a jamming tower, though. He did. Jamming tower, Arven, Evo, and... Okay, so he's going to go Evo this turn. Alright, in that case... What is the case in that case? I think we just want to set up Pidgeot. Yeah. Set up Pidgeot. And then just swing active, I think, could be okay. I don't think we want to do anything too crazy here. I think just establishing a Pidgeot would by far be the best option in the scenario. We also have odds on for a second Hoothoot for the next turn, and then we also just have the boss. I think I'll quick search for the energy. I don't want to waste the crystal here. So yeah, and the thing is, he does have a Crispin in hand though, right? That is a problem for us. So maybe there's an argument to go Ultra Ball and then rip the Iono, because if he has honestly, if he rips Dragapult this next turn, I feel like, okay, honestly, maybe if he rips Dragapult, it's not the worst thing in the world. He top like Flareon, which is not bad. I will evolve the Eevee because the Eevee is definitely at threat of being just nuked by like a Counter Catcher Dragapult next turn. We will grab ourselves the Hoothoot, and then we'll just go, yeah, Noctowl for Cyrano Rare Candy. Yes. Cyrano Candy. And then we'll rip those two. And this now feels pretty decent. I mean, we can grab the Clefairy, you can grab the Pidgeot, and we can grab the I guess the Latinas. The Latinas could be fine here. And then we'll just go Candy Pidgeot, grab energy. We'll bump his stadium, definitely. He does have a jamming tower, but it's not the end of the world. We just need any energy. What energy would be fine to grab here? Grass would be fine to... actually, would we ever use the grass? Maybe we can grab a water. Let's grab the water. I actually didn't check if we have crystal in deck. Unfortunately. We can bump the stadium, and I will bench the Latinas, so that if he when he bumps the stadium, we can just bump our Noctowl, because having Noctowl in play over here just isn't like useful to us, and that is a option for him to like Counter Catcher and stall. So yeah, definitely we'll get rid of that. Is one of our multiple nest balls that are in the bin. So I mean in the prizes. And this next turn we do just like straight up have it in hand. We can just go Crispin, bench Clefairy and knock out the Dragapult, if obviously he does end up swinging with the Dragapult. We know he has Crispin in hand, but that is up to him if he's actually going to go for that play. We also, the nice thing about having the Gravity Mountain is that we do now have access to bumping our own Area 0, which means we can, like, if Dragapult does go Phantom Dive into Terapagos and spread like 60 into Fan Rotom, if we bench multiple things, then we can bump our own stadium and just remove both of those, right? Which is pretty good, because now it's like his attack was literally just nullified, and we take the knockout with Clefairy that turn. So I think that is just really, really nice. And he is probably going to go for the Dragapult attack here. I'm not going to lie, I'm not too sure I like the Dragapult attack here. I feel like establishing your board would have been a little bit better in a way. But obviously, if that's all he had, then that's all he had. But he did get rid of the Iono. I feel like you maybe could have kept the Iono and just ripped an Iono. And then what did he Arven for again? I feel like you also could have just chilled and just Arven for like a second Poffin, right? And just get multiple Mordred Cloaks set up. Because now you're going to go Phantom Dive. I'm going to go Clefairy Knockout. And then what exactly are you doing from there? Like, now you've used a Crispin. Dragapult's in the bin. All you have in play is a single Dracloak and a Monkey Dory without energy. So I'm not entirely certain what the play is here. I can even bump my Terapagos here, which I think I might... Wait, actually, can I? I'll have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I can bump my Terapagos here. He goes 40, 10. I'm guessing that's just for the... Okay. Nest Ball... Do we bump? Okay, we know he has Jamming Tower in the deck. Let's go Nest Ball, because I think honestly maybe we... Do we have Grav Mountain in the deck anyway? We do have Grav Mountain in the deck. We also have the Crystal. Do we have the, like, Crispins? We do have Crispins. Alright. I'm going to go Nest Ball for another Hoot. I'll bench the Hoot, obviously. We'll bench our Clef. So just make sure 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we will have the knockout. We can grab this. We can go ahead and grab ourselves a Grav Mountain. No, wait. Chill. We need to grab ourselves the Noctowl. And then Noctowl grabs Grav Mountain plus Crispin. That could have been a throw there. We'll do this 10. We just gotta make sure we retreat before putting the Grav Mountain in play. Otherwise, that would be a big throw. So we'll go Grav Mountain. We'll get rid of our Fan Rotom, our Terapagos, and one of our Noctowls, just so that he doesn't have access to. Okay, and we are doing the damage perfectly here, so that's nice. And then it's kind of just removed his entire last turn, which was really nice. Like, that was what I was saying. Like, it just feels like this turn just feels so insanely strong that he no longer has like the option of a full price turn the next turn if he does set up another Dragapult, and we still have like a Hoothoot in play. So I really like that turn from us. I think that's probably, I feel like maybe there was a like, maybe it could have been a reason to not go for the Grav Mountain play and just keep our board state, but I feel like now it just forces him to respond quickly, because of the other damage. Like, if we didn't remove the damage from the bench, then he could have just taken a few turns to just chill and then just go for like a 6-price turn. However, now he has to respond, otherwise we're just gonna go Clefairy boss next turn, and he knows we will have the boss because even if it isn't in hand, we just have the Pidgeot to quick search for it. He does have he plays double Crispin. He has manually attached though, right? Which is fine, because now we can just go quick search, grab Night Stretcher Crystal, and we can just boss up the Dracloak and kill it. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought, oh no, okay, yeah. We're gonna go for that. And then Dracloak dies, and that's just probably game over, right? I don't see a great way for him to respond. We can even just go quick search and... Hold on, I feel like maybe we can keep our... I like this play a lot more from us. I think we can just go quick search for no, never mind. I was gonna say we can quick search for a Crispin and then boss, but you can do the math on why that is not a great play and why that is also just not possible. Okay, well, we do need a Noctowl here. Noctowl for this, and then we need Night Stretcher plus Crystal. I didn't even check if the Night Stretcher was prized, and yeah, start actually doing my due diligence, because one day we will get heavily punished for this kind of play. We can grab the Fire, because the Fire is just the best card to have here. Attach it to the Flareon, attach the Crystal, retreat. We know he has a Jamming Tower. I'm pretty sure, I'm like almost certain he still has Jamming Tower in hand, unless he got rid of it. Okay, he did. He got rid of it. Alright, never mind. Okay, I was thinking, like, why didn't you just Jamming Tower last turn? Because if he Jamming Tower, this play wouldn't have been possible. And then this way, we can just go Burning Charge 130. We can attach, I think... I'm kind of down to attach an energy to the Pidgeot. I think the Fire energy to the Pidgeot would be fine here. Because now we can threaten to attack with Pidgeot, which doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. Because swinging with Pidgeot, it knocks out a monkey, and we also just have the free retreat the next turn, and we only need one more prize card after that anyway. So we are quite far ahead in this situation. We also just have access to Turo up the Flareon if we need that. And then we can just Nest Ball for another... Or wait, I don't think we can Nest Ball for another Hoot. I'm pretty sure 2 of our Hootoots... Okay, well, yeah, we can Nest Ball for another Hoot. I'm pretty sure we prized a Noctowl, though. What did he grab there? He grabbed Poffin and Patrol Cap. As long as Pokemon this card is attached to as an active spot, cards in your deck can't be discarded by... Dude, what am I playing against here? I mean, it doesn't matter. We just have Fan Rotom, right? Like, we can just go boss kill monkey here and then just chill for a turn. Just power up. We still have energy. We still have a Fan Rotom in the discard pile. We have Rod in deck. We have Nest Ball in hand. So we can just take a turn to just re-establish some stuff, right? I don't know what we're playing against here, but it is what it is. Because he's just going to go monkey. I mean, not Monkey. He's going to go Mimikyu Pass because he just attached, so he can't even, like, attack this turn. And now we can just set up a turn where it's... I mean, we can just go... Yeah, hold up. Let's do this. Let's go for this. Let's go for Quick Search. Let's grab ourselves a Rod. And then we have the attack next turn. Yeah, we can go Rod. Yeah, we Rod back. Rod back Fan Rotom. Rod back Hoothoot and Energy. I think I'll Rod back the Psychic Energy rather. And then now we can just go boss up a Monkey. Go Burning Charge. And I'm not going to attach any energy. I don't think there's a reason to. I feel like if we attach to the one Noctowl, he's going to gust up the other, so it doesn't matter. So we would like just have to find a switch regardless. We'll probably get a Nest Ball here. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure our last prize card is also a Nest Ball. So yeah, we can just chill here. We don't have any more Gust options. But that doesn't really matter when next turn we just have to go Quick Search for Stadium, right? Actually, no, wait, that won't... Okay, wait, he's put damage on himself. Does that change anything? Can I find a way to win this now? If we have one more Crispin in deck, I'm pretty sure we just have it with a Noctowl attack. I mean, we have to grab the Stadium here. If we just grab Stadium, we can Nest Ball. Maybe we don't Nest Ball for the... I mean, we can grab double Fan Rotom, which would work as well. Okay, let's do this. Let's go grab this guy. Bump the Stadium. Nest for double Fan Rotom. Just so if he does have the Counter Stadium, we have both of our Fan Rotoms on the bench. We'll also Ultra Ball away Briar and Counter Catcher for a Hoothoot. And then we can just pass, I think, right? We could Iono, but I just don't want him to like get more cards, I think. So we can just pass because next time we're just going to Quick Search for Switch, attach, Knockout, right? Yeah. Sounds good. And I don't want to attach energy because if I attach energy, then he can gust up the guy with the energy and just take the knockout on that. So we can just chill here. We're just setting up. Like I said, without Pidgeot, this wouldn't be possible and we'd be in a much worse position, right? Because Pidgeot has just been able to get us into this position where we're just slowly building up checkmate. Like, yeah, definitely without Pidgeot, this deck is a lot worse. I'm not saying you need the Pidgeot. I'm just saying the Pidgeot makes the deck feel a lot more complete, just because of situations like this where you might not have been able to find all of the pieces with a single Noctowl, or you need like some multiple pieces over multiple turns, and then obviously that just is not possible without Quick Search. Like, I've used Quick Search every turn here, and now we can just go ahead, grab our Switch, attach to a Fan Rotom, play the Switch, and just take the knockout, right? Without Pidgeot, none of that would have been possible. Assault Landing for 70, and that is that. A clean game. I feel like that was fine. It shows you decent resource management. We had a pretty good play there with the Grav Mountain bumping our Pokemon, because I feel like if we didn't do that, then we could have been under pressure there from the monkeys and stuff, but we did, so yeah. Alright, if you guys enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. It really helps. We have a Discord now. If you want to join that, link will be in the description. And also, I do coaching for... If you want more info for that, join the Discord, pop a DM on DC, whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.